Over the course of my life, I've encountered discoveries and ideas that changed how I understand the universe around us. I'd like to share that journey with you. Come walk with me. Welcome back. So far, we've seen that the continents fit together like pieces of a giant puzzle. We've found identical fossils on continents now separated by vast oceans. And we've discovered mountain ranges that continue from one continent to another as though they were once part of the same geologic structure. Now it's time to examine another line of evidence. What can the rocks themselves tell us about Earth's ancient climates? Can ancient climates help us determine whether the continents have always occupied their present locations, or do they tell a very different story? Let's find out. Let's begin about 300 million years ago, during the late Carboniferous period. At that time, the southern continents were not scattered across the globe as they are today. Instead, they were joined together as the southern supercontinent, known as Gondwana. Notice that much of Gondwana lay over the South Pole. This polar location would have allowed a vast continental ice sheet to develop, leaving behind geological evidence that can still be recognized today. One of the clearest records of this ancient glaciation is found in the Karoo Basin of southern Africa. Here, geologists have discovered glacial sediments deposited by the advancing ice, along with bedrock that was scraped and polished beneath massive glaciers. These rocks provide direct evidence that a continental ice sheet once covered this region some 300 million years ago. The final piece of evidence comes from glacial striations. As glaciers move, rocks frozen into the base of the ice scrape grooves into the underlying bedrock, permanently recording the direction of ice flow. Today, these ancient scratches are found on continents separated by thousands of miles of ocean, and their directions appear unrelated. But when the southern continents are reassembled into Gondwana, the pattern becomes unmistakable. The striations radiate outward from a common center near the South Pole, exactly as we would expect from a single continental ice sheet. Once again, the evidence tells the same story. The continents were once joined together. We have now seen 4 independent lines of evidence pointing toward the same conclusion. The continents were once joined together. But continental drift is not just a story about moving continents. As the Earth rearranges itself, it changes climates, reshapes oceans, raises mountains, and creates new ecological opportunities. The evolution of life has unfolded on a planet that has never stood still. Yet there is another story unfolding as well. Wegener's evidence was compelling, but evidence alone did not settle the debate. In science, new explanations are challenged, defended, tested, and refined as new evidence emerges. Those debates can be vigorous and sometimes even raucous, but that is part of how science advances. In our next episode, we will continue building Wegener's case by examining the rest of his paleoclimatic evidence. Until then, come walk with me.